Hi everyone. Scienzy should have died in year one, and this is a story of why we didn't. It started like a dream, almost like a movie. We signed our first commercial terms on a paper napkin sitting in a restaurant. And soon enough, we had signed the term sheet of a USD 100K. And 10K of that amount even got wired within the next day. And like all great dreams, we wanted to dream bigger. And the first thing we did, like all cool startups do, is buy Macs. And with these MacBooks, 40% of our token money was gone. But we did not worry because we had another 90K just coming along. And as all great stories have it, those 90K did not come. A week passed, we sent an email, but still nothing. 2 weeks, still nothing. We got the same replies. Investor is out, they just need to come back, they'll sign the paper, money will come in. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month passed. We paid a visit, but still we did not get anything. By the third month, we kind of knew that nothing is going to come. And we took the hardest decision a founder has to take. We let go of the 2 employees we had hired in month 3. By month 4, me and my co-founder, we moved to a student hostel. You can see the pictures at my back. And we also cut down all the expenses we could cut down. I broke my retirement savings, which was not much because I had just worked for 2 years. But it gave us another 4 months of runway. And this was no visionary strategy. This was not feeling like a visionary leader. This was just survival. And from this period, we learned 2 important lessons. First is that, like all great product companies, you are told to say no. Like Steve Jobs said, great products are made by saying no. But we said yes. When customers wanted something which was not on our roadmap, we could not afford to say no. We took that shortcut because we needed the cash. We needed something to survive. And this was our lesson one. That cash may not look pretty, but it buys time. And that time buys you the luxury of having a product roadmap later. But even after taking these shortcuts, even after cutting down our expenses considerably, we were still running short of cash. And we were going to different investors. We were trying to pitch why you should invest in us. And we were always telling them the whole truth. We were telling them how we deserved the 100K, how some investors shortchanged us, and why we should get the sympathy and we should get the 90K. But we kind of now had our lesson 2, which is that investors don't need the whole truth. They need the truth that matters to them. And what we were not doing enough is telling them about how we will make revenue, how we'll return that capital, how our POCs were going, how even without the revenue, customers were loving our product, how for every feature, the hard work our team was doing. And we didn't tell them enough about that. And if you thought that this was the end of the story, that we had these 2 great lessons and everything was happily ever after, sadly, no. No investor interest came back. None of the investors really came back to us and said, no, we'll fund you. By 9th month, we just had $500 left. Barely enough for us to survive a month. And at this stage, one of the things that was coming up again and again was a Reserve Bank of India competition for banking solutions. It required a 100 USD fee, so we were very reluctant. We just had $500 left. But one of our friends from the industry insisted. They almost forced us to apply. They paid for the fee. We put in our application. We made it to the top 10. The top 10 would get chance to present in front of an audience at Reserve Bank of India office. So luckily enough, once we got in, we bought train tickets. We took the cheapest train possible instead of a flight. Three founders, all of us took one single room. We stayed in the same cheap lodge. And only because we felt there's a cash prize to be won, we felt this is the right money to be spent. And in the morning, when we were going to this competition, we were really excited about winning that cash prize. But when we entered that room, our hearts sank. We were the youngest team in the room. We were average age of 26, as you can see in the pictures, much younger than today. And the second youngest in that room was probably in their mid-40s. We did not know anyone. Nobody knew Scienzy. Nobody knew us. And we were foolish enough to enter a banking solutions competition. So we had literally no chance. And as presenters were presenting in front of the stage, we were just feeling that we have wasted this train money, we have wasted this lodge money. We could have actually used it to survive a little bit more. But when our chance exactly came, something really changed inside of me. I did not see this stage and competition. I truly saw this stage as my food. And I really wanted to have that food to survive. When we went on stage, we gave one of the best presentations of the competition. It was very obvious in the audience applause, in how judges interacted with us, and after when we were walking back, how people patted us on the back. But we still were very low chances to win because we were just in POC stages. All of our competition actually had live bank production applications. But we were still content that at least we got some networking. And of course, when the announcing came, number 3 they announced it was not Scienzy, of course. Number 2 was announced, again no Scienzy. But when number 1 was being announced, the deputy governor, who was the judge, stopped for a second and she said that in this winner, we see seeds of promise. And even though their solution is not there yet. And that gave us hope. And then she asked the audience, who do you think is the winner? And the audience started chanting, Scienzy, Scienzy. And suddenly she stopped, smiled, and said, yes, it's Scienzy. And that didn't feel like success. It felt like oxygen. Because the prize money was USD 8K. We had earned the right to live for 6 more months. And for everyone else, it may be seeing a winning. For us, it was the food that we needed. And as they say, after that, all is history. And last week, we just completed 10 years. But honestly, it doesn't feel like a decade. It feels like these 26-month survival sprints that we have taken. And I know there are a lot of founders in the room, and you may be in this battle of survival. So I will just say this, that do not regret this phase. Do not flinch. There can be a lot of people who will be visionary leaders, but only few get to survive to tell the tale. Thank you so much for listening.